By 1395, the Waikato IWI began a rapid agricultural transformation. Innovations in kumara cultivation, terracing and irrigation increased yields. Surplus food supported larger permanent communities. Forest management and clearing expanded arable land. Chiefs consolidated authority and organized larger armies. Political power became centralized around Waikato elites. Around 1421 maritime contacts brought the Javanese script to Waikato. The IWI adapted it to record genealogies, laws and trade agreements. Literacy became a mark of chiefly authority. Surplus allowed chiefs to raise substantial armies. Administration and bureaucracy began to centralize power. By mid-15th century, Waikato was a regional powerhouse. Around 1500 Indonesian trade brought knowledge of gunpowder and matchlocks. Waikato engineers adapted firearms using local iron and charcoal. Early weapons were rudimentary but decisive. Fortifications were redesigned for cannon and musket defense. Superior firepower shifted regional balances in Waikato favor. Campaigns combined weaponry with diplomacy and marriage alliances. By the late 1500s, most northern IWI were under Waikato influence. Naval power supported both conquest and integration. The island that would become Aotearoa took shape under Waikato rule. Agricultural revolution, literacy and gunpowder set the stage for unification. The 17th century saw Waikato-led campaigns across both islands. Military force paired with strategic alliances and intermarriage. By 1650, a single ruler, the Ariki Nui, presided over a council of chiefs. Centralized administration, standing armies and naval capability grew. Aotearoa emerged as the most organized Polynesian polity in the Pacific. Shipbuilding and logistics matched military ambition. Abel Tasman arrived in 1642 and found a literate, centralized state. Initial diplomacy, not conquest, defined early encounters. Maori elites selectively adopted European knowledge. When James Cook arrived in 1769, Aotearoa was literate and centralized. Navigation, metallurgy and cartography were integrated into Maori practice. English spread alongside the Rio as a language of trade. Selective adoption produced a society both distinctly Maori and technologically advanced. With naval strength and trade networks, expansion followed. Aotearoa prepared to extend influence beyond its shores. Seafaring expertise enabled voyages to Australasia and beyond. By 1700, Aotearoa stood unified, literate, and prepared to engage the wider world. In the 1780s, Aotearoa established settlements in Tasmania and eastern Australia. Settlements included Maori settlers and British migrants aligned with the Ariki Nui. Fortified towns became hubs for trade and culture. In 1790, Aotearoa annexed Rapa Nui, extending Polynesian reach. Systematic incorporation of islands followed through trade and diplomacy. Naval bases and trade strengthened regional control. As settlers increased, Aotearoa negotiated a formal protectorate with Britain. Britain guaranteed protection and trade privileges while sovereignty remained Maori. A bicultural parliamentary council guided urban development and law. Settlers established farms and towns. English spread in administration and education. Te Reo Maori retained legal and cultural primacy. Urban centers developed under shared governance. Economic growth rested on agriculture, shipping and fisheries. Trade networks tied Aotearoa across the Pacific and beyond. By the 1860s, the kingdom balanced indigenous rule with selective settler integration. In the early 19th century, Aotearoa's voyagers reached South America. Explorers forged alliances with Mapuche and Tehuelche communities. By 1840, Patagonia housed Aotearoan towns, ranches, and trading posts. The kingdom rebranded as the Kingdom of Aotearoa and Patagonia. Bicontinental trade and agriculture strengthened the economy. Maritime reach now spanned both oceans. In 1907, Dominion status recognized legislative independence. Maori soldiers served in World War I, strengthening national unity. The 1931 Statute of Westminster confirmed full sovereignty. A bicultural constitutional monarchy flourished through the 20th century. English and Maori served alongside each other in law and culture. By mid-century, Aotearoa and Patagonia were established as a modern sovereign state. After World War II, the kingdom emerged multicultural and bicontinental. Economy driven by agriculture, shipping, fisheries, and global trade. Cultural ties endured across distant territories. Parliamentary institutions ensured democratic representation for all peoples. Education and law reflected both the Reo Maori and English traditions. Symbols of state blended indigenous motifs with modern governance. The kingdom acts as a unique global actor rooted in Polynesian identity. It engages internationally while preserving cultural continuity. Aotearoa and Patagonia stand united, bicontinental, bilingual, and sovereign. This alternate history reimagines what might have been the Kingdom of Aotearoa and Patagonia.